Today at the Toronto Risk Management Association, we are welcoming Alyson Bailey-Flynn, who is our newest board member.
Thank you, Stella, and thank you everyone to the RMA. So I have been in banking for 21 years. I started at Scotiabank right before the Y2K, and I worked in capital markets, and I worked in a group that did modeling and analytics for the trade floor. And so I spent 13 years in capital markets. In 2013, I moved into internal audit, but I moved internal audit much further away. So I actually moved to the UK, and I headed up our internal audit practice there, which had oversight for Europe. So it meant that I had oversight over what went on in our UK office, as well as Ireland, and then small offices that we had throughout the rest of Europe, which meant I actually got to travel a little bit too, which was very exciting. In 2016, I returned to Canada, and that was when I joined risk management, and I joined enterprise risk. And so within the past 4.5 years, I was in enterprise risk, and I covered data and reporting. I covered risk appetite, governance. We did board reporting, and so I had lots of different sort of hats that I wore, but all under the title of enterprise risk. And then in December of this year, I moved into my current role, which is as SVP GRM Data Analytics and Technology.
Very interesting journey. So what was your favorite place traveling in Europe? Maybe you can give us a little hint.
Oh, wow. Okay. So I had always loved visiting London before I actually went to work there. So then once I got to live there, it was great. But the one thing that we took advantage of was the ability to travel to places that were going to be a little bit more of a journey from Canada. So we got up into Sweden. We did like sort of some of the Scandinavian countries. And so, because you could do that in like a couple hours would be your flight, and then you could go for 4 or 5 days. So that was some of the my favorite places to visit.
What do you think about risk overall?
So risk to me actually means we're a partner in a successful winning formula for the bank. So risk is the partner with the business to help execute on strategy, ensuring it's within risk appetite. It's a bit like the point guard in basketball. They connect the players for successful scoring opportunities. They play defense. They overall make the team more successful. And that's just like what risk does for the bank. And so you can win a basketball game without a point guard, but you actually can't win sustainably without a point guard. And so that's what the value that we bring as risk.
Well, thanks for teaching me a little bit about basketball. So Alyson, if you had to be a punctuation mark, what would you say that punctuation mark would be?
Okay, so as a risk manager, your punctuation mark has to be a question mark, because risk is being curious. It's asking questions, it's identifying emerging risks, and the easiest way to do that is to ask questions why, how, which of course ends with the question mark.
And last question. What do you think you can bring to the RMA now that you've joined our board?
So I see the ability to further build the RMA brand in Canada and help to educate people about the opportunities for careers in risk management. Risk professionals, they're a diverse group of people with a broad range of experiences. So we can leverage these strengths to help others grow in their careers. And so, my background was capital markets, audit, enterprise risk, and now data. They're going to be very different than somebody else's experience for someone who works in credit risk. But we have the opportunity to learn from each other, and then also better understand the risks that organizations are facing.